Welcome. We are live. Hold on. Where's my? We are live. This is Anime After Hours. My name is Emoji. I'm here with Nicki G and OMW, and this is a live interactive podcast. Although it might not be as interactive today because X is broken,
Oops.
and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's it's been a day. Real quick, OMW, is the live stream like up? Like, are we good?
The live stream sadly is not up.
The
Oh
live stream
no!
is not up. Okay, so I have no clue where we're streaming right now.
On my YouTube.
We're streaming on your YouTube. All right, that is where we are. We are on Nikki's YouTube. We might be on mine too, and we might be on. So in the meantime, I don't know how we're gonna do it. I guess we're probably not. Because we're not streaming. All right, let's go to a brief message from our affiliate partners
I
that
guess so.
are kind of our affiliates, but not our affiliates today. I guess I don't know. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up? My name is Emoji, and I'm here with Nicki G and we're bringing you Anime After Hours. But before we do that, I want to give a brief shout out to our affiliates, VeVe Digital Collectibles. VeVe is the world's home of premium collectibles, comics, and artworks from brands that you love, like Viz Media, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and more. Take your collecting to the next level with VeVe Digital Collectibles and check out the link in our description box below or use the QR code that you see on the screen for $10 off your first purchase.
This is an interactive show and podcast recorded live in front of an online audience. Those in the crowd on X are welcome to join in on the conversation, but know that all conversations that take place during the show will be published across multiple platforms. With this being a live interactive show and podcast, please be mindful of your speech.
And now, let's get back to the show. And we are back. We're back and partially broken. A bit. Well, we are streaming on my YouTube and Twitch, I believe. I think that's still a thing. That hasn't been affected by Elon and the Trump war. So
I do see us live on Nikki's as well, so.
Okay. All right. So, OMW, if you could do me a favor, on the lovely X side of things, if you could let people know that we are on YouTube. We're on Nikki's YouTube. We're on my YouTube. So they can check us out there, engage with there. I don't know yet how we're gonna do this giveaway because there's nothing going on X right now. The whole thing is broken. Fix it. All right. Well, let's just start the show. How are you guys doing today?
Well, now I'm frustrated.
You and me both. And you know what's so crazy? Like, so I saw this whole altercation and everything going on leading up to this, and I was like, I hope this doesn't mess up our show. Because I know like every time something happens on X, like the whole thing breaks. And I was like, I hope this doesn't mess up our show. And everything was good. Like Nikki, you were there. We ran the test live stream. We went.
Yep.
This speed, I don't know. I guess until next week. But the show must go on. Other than this chaos, how was you guys' week?
It's been all right. I released a new song today. That was fun.
It was actually a dope song that we was going to premiere for the show today.
But
yeah.
Okay,
next
we
week.
can do it next week.
But it was a really good. What anime is that from?
From an anime called Bokurano. It's a psychological anime with mecha.
Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting.
It's about.
It sounds like Evangelion.
Yeah, kind of, except it's a little darker because there are 15 children, and they're like recruited during their summer camp, and they're recruited by this man. I can't remember his name, But basically what happens is in order to pilot the mecha, it eats life force, so each of the kids dies after they pilot it. So it's a really crazy anime. Someone told me today that Madoka Magica was actually influenced by it, so there's a little, you know how
Wow.
you know QB?
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
a similar creature in Bokurano that I think they drew
Huh.
parallels from.
I gotta check that out. And I do have to say real quick, shout out Majin for coming over despite these technical difficulties, but coming over, being a ride or die over in YouTube right now. He says hashtag justice for OMW. Oh wait, what OMW? What happened to you? Why does he calling justice?
Something bad, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Yes, the Discord is throwing some comments at at the panel. So
Oh snap! What are they saying?
as usual, let's see. So we have Majin saying OMW is in the corner.
Well, now I
Dude
have you in the
says
center.
Nikki kicked emoji off too. And then I had a low battery. Thank you for that, dude. I appreciate it.
Oh man, oh man. Oh yeah, shout out Dubes. I see him in here too. Oh, so there is a YouTube. There is a YouTube, despite what people don't know. There is a YouTube. When I say we're streaming everywhere, we are. I'm not lying to you guys. We are. But yeah, unfortunately, X is acting weird. But okay, so Nikki, I'm gonna check that show out because and it's funny you bring up Madoka Magica because I just rewatched it like this weekend. Or the weekend that just passed. I rewatched it because I realized that I never watched the third movie. What is it, Resurrection? Or yeah. And then there's a fourth one coming out. There's the name of the witch that I can't pronounce. Wonder something. Wonder Knots. I think that's a horrible pronunciation. But yeah, so I rewatched it. I mean, it's only 12, and then I watched the movie, and like off the second watch, I really like that show. You don't sound too convinced.
No, I believe you. I'm just listening.
Okay. Oh man. But yeah, so I did shit, and I'm looking forward. So, and I think that comes out winter of this year. So
Okay.
yeah, for anyone here, if you want, anyone in the chat, if you want anime recommendations, Magic, I would recommend. But the topic of today's discussion, Dubes is in the chat. He said I never shilled my. I don't like shilling stuff. Like it's so weird because people don't know I have certain things because I just talk about it. But yes, there is a YouTube. But the topic of conversation, and maybe we can kind of go around the room. Preference, right? The big battle, sub versus dub,
Yes.
right? We hear this all the time, especially when it comes to anime and preferences and how people tell you should watch anime. And some people might get angry. Some people might get angry on this topic. But let's go around like your own personal preference. And before we get into the why,
Just say it.
personal preference, yeah. How do you prefer to watch anime?
Oh, this is gonna be so weird. I actually like it subbed more.
Really? Okay. All right. And OMW?
Sub all the way. All the way.
Damn, am I gonna be the only dub person?
Ew.
It's not. I don't. I don't dislike dubs. I just think that the quality of dubs recently has gone down a little bit. That's just my yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All
if I'm
right.
talking about like older anime, I don't think I could ever watch like Kenshin subbed. I think I could only watch it dubbed.
Okay. Okay. And then and it's interesting you say that because a lot of times when I think of the older anime, I think of it being like worse dubs. But I'm also thinking about like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, or
Mm.
you know, like 90s anime when it was weird. Um
You see, that's very
uh
interesting because I love the 90s anime dub.
mhm.
That's the only
Really?
dub that I enjoy. Yeah, bro. Like I started watching
Okay.
Trigun
Uh-huh.
recently, and I s- I've watched it dubbed before, and I tried the sub. I
Mhm.
got like 4 episodes, and I was like, eh, it's okay. But the dub was also really good back in the day. Um, and it was like
Okay.
we'll touch on that topic later. Yep,
Okay.
continue.
And I see Majin in the chat. He said, I wouldn't recommend this, but if you read this out loud, you are banished to the Shadow Realm. You know what's funny? Okay. A couple things about that. A couple things about that statement, right? Um, I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh probably had a pretty bad dub.
Oh yeah. I mean, not. You know what's funny though is
Hmm.
that Funimation tried to like they didn't get very far, but they tried to
Hmm.
redub it, being closer to what it actually was, and it was
Hmm.
actually like and no, he's like nobody really cared about the voices or anything like that. I mean, we just kind of wanted it to stick to the more darker themes. Like, I think there's an episode where Taya gets held up at gunpoint, but that they had to cut that out of the 4 kids version.
Or they use like fingers, right? Like
Yeah.
I remember there's one thing where they use fingers instead of guns.
I mean, I don't dislike the guy that does Yugi Yami's voice because he's able to change his voice pretty dramatically and make it really interesting.
Hmm.
So I think that's pretty cool. But I think
Mm.
it would have been awesome had they, faithfully dubbed it over.
Got it.
But
Got it.
they
Got
never
it.
fin
And
they only did like 5 episodes or something. I watched the first one and it was pretty good, man. I think instead of like Exodia Obliterate, it was like Exodia Hellfire or something, and you're like, oh my goodness.
oh wow. Yeah, no, that would have been dope. And you know, because we don't get that all the time. And I think for me, one of the biggest ones was when they redubbed Dragon Ball, like with Kai, right?
Mhm.
And seeing the differences in that because like even if you watch that show starting from Dragon Ball, going into Z and going to Super, one of the big things about that when Super came was people were kind of like, why is Goku so different? Like why is Goku acting like this? But looking at it, it was more truer to like Dragon Ball Goku, right? Like the way that he was. And it was kind of like when you watch Z, especially like the old 90s Z, they kind of painted Goku as this Superman figure.
Yeah.
And I think that was the big thing why people had this different idea of Goku's personality. And when they went back and did Kai, they kept some of that goofiness. So I feel like when you're watching, like going between the three, it just feels like his character feels more smoother. Going from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball and then over to Super.
Yeah,
But
I
mhm,
definitely think it's not the translations that I have a problem with for dubbing, especially more modern today. It's just a lot of the actors I feel are a little bit monotone deliveries. I see a lot of
mm,
even if the character is monotone, I see a lot of like, shorts on YouTube or TikToks or whatever and they're like dub clips and I'm just like, eh. I don't know, just something feels like it's missing. And I do think they're getting them out so much faster now. I mean,
mhm,
in Japan, they're still, they're still they're doing the acting, they're acting it out. But in America, when try to get the product faster out, try to simul dub. They're doing the translations really quickly, and then the actors are doing them really quickly. And I don't think there's a lot. Maybe there's not as much back and forth in the studios to get a better performance. Maybe I'm not saying that
mm.
the actors are bad or anything like that. I'm just saying I feel like it could be a
Rushed.
little
It might be
rushed.
rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was telling you even before about the whole with Kaiju number 8, and I was like, how are they?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I can see how they're getting out.
They're
The
doing
the
yeah.
demand, yeah, has to be crazy. But okay, and I want to say also to shout out Mahalo in the chat to you, bro. Also in the chat, anyone that's in here, let us know what do you prefer, subbed or dubbed, and you can throw in some reasons why. I will. and then also likewise, Nikki, your chat too
I
as
got
well.
some in my chat. If
Ooh, let's go.
Okay, so Richard Forrest says that he'll usually watch it dubbed if it's an option, but some dubs do suck. Uh, Grosvenor McCaffrey says depends on the show. Sometimes dubs are completely different in tone and style. Plus, some jokes in Japanese don't translate for every language, which is 100% true.
Mm.
But he's dubs all the way. Yu Yu Hakusho had one of the best dubs ever, which is 1,000,000% true. I would never watch that show Japanese. It has to be dubbed. I can.
I feel you. I feel you.
He also brought up Ghost Stories. Do you know what Ghost Stories is?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Okay, so Ghost Stories was a pretty terrible, kind of like a kids anime in Japan that they gave the rights over to. They don't think this company exists anymore, but they were like they were like a competitor of Funimation, based in Texas.
Like Ocean?
No, Ocean's Canadian. I can't remember what the company. Gonna drive me crazy. But anyway, so they gave them the rights to pretty much do anything, so it turned into like a gag dub full of like really dirty adult jokes. So it's completely different from.
And it wasn't even wow.
Yeah, so like basically they're like you have to like tell the same story, but you can do it in any way you want. So it's full of like really dirty jokes and like American topical references, and it's of the time. It's nuts. It's really quite funny though.
Wow. Okay. You know what? Okay, Nikki, I just got an idea. I just got an idea on how to do the giveaway for today.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready? Okay. So for everyone in here on the I'm about to make y'all jump all over the place. Okay. So everyone in here on the YouTube, right? Nicki just put out a brand new song. And I mean, if you're cool, wait, can I? No, I can't because the sound quality is gonna. All right. Anyway, Nicki just put out a brand new song today. Cover of what was the anime that you covered?
Bokurano's Uninstall.
Okay. So I posted that to or you posted it and I retweeted it, right? Yes. Nicki posted it on her page. I retweeted it, so it's on mine as well. The giveaway for the random VeVe digital collectible today will be off of likes and repost of that post, which is highlighting her song and the YouTube. So jump over to X. If you're on Nicki's YouTube, Nicki, you already have your X handle there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Jump over there. If you're on YouTube right now, just go in the description box of this video and you'll see my X handle. Or if you're on Twitch, my X handle is there too if you just go to socials. And the post that talks about Nicki's video, it's like let me see where it is. Actually, you know what? This is why I haven't. Hold on. Let's pull it up. Here we go. So the post that I have on my page, I'll pull it up right here. Boom, boom, boom.
Lexi Evans, you're really
This
fast.
one. Right here. Nicki Gee, new cover just dropped. Please check it out. YouTube. Liking and reposting that post. That is going to be the qualification to enter into the giveaway. I will do it at a random time show, so don't wait till the last minute. Otherwise, probably won't be entered. So I would say like and repost immediately. And by the end of the show, I will announce who the winner is for random VeVe digital collectibles. So that is how we're going to do the giveaway, because I do want to spread this song because it was a dope song. Like you killed it.
It was a tough song too. You know what's really
There
annoying?
was
Really annoying
What?
is that I freaking deleted all my harmonies by accident and I had to redo all of them.
That's what I was just gonna comment on your harmonies and stuff like that and how good they were, and then you had to do them all over.
Oh my god, I was just about to send it to Nara, right? And I was getting everything in the folder and I was like, all right, time to send it over to get it mixed and mastered. And then I was like, oh crap, I deleted the wrong folder and now all my freaking harmonies are gone.
Oh man.
Like 3 in the morning. It was horrible.
Dang. But I mean
it worked out. It's okay.
It still came out. Yeah, it still came out good. It came out as a solid cover. So definitely, obviously, don't just like and retweet it. Like, also check it out. Like, she killed it. I would be playing it in the space today, but we don't have a space today because the president, maybe. I don't I don't know. But we don't have spaces today. But check it out. But yes, the way to enter into the giveaway today will be off of likes and reposts of that post that I put of Nicki's song. All right. So going back to the topic at hand. So both of you guys mentioned as far as, that you guys prefer sub. And so I take it that means that most of the is subbed, correct?
Say that again. Your mic cut out.
Most of the anime that you guys watch is subbed.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So for you guys, why? Like what hits you about, watching it sub that makes you, say that this is my preferred, method?
A lot of.
Can I go
Oh
first?
yeah. You go first.
You want to go first?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, listen.
snap. Yo, Dub's been
Alright.
waiting for this.
I have been waiting patiently for this, okay? Shout out to all the dub voice actors in America. We appreciate all of your hard work. Don't take what I say personally. I feel like the dubbed translations are absolute trash. You lose at least 40 to 65% of emotional impact and value when you're listening to it in dub. Why? Don't know. I have no idea, but I've noticed watching the same exact episodes back to back in two different languages, they don't hit the same. You don't get the shivers the same. Maybe because I don't know what the hell they're saying and it just sounds so passionate, but it just smacks, bro. It smacks. Like they say it with such passion and intensity that
Mhm.
you you can't compare it to English. When you swap it over to the dub, it's like, eh, yeah, if I never listen to the sub, then the dub will be cool. But like once you start as a sub, you can't go back. If that makes
Mhm.
sense. Besides 90s anime.
Hmm. Okay. I feel you. Nikki, did you want to weigh in?
I kind of agree, and here is why. A lot of the times I feel like they're trying to write for an American audience. Like, I feel like
Still to this day?
yes, and here's an example. I think a year or maybe a year and a half ago, they did they were dubbing over My Hero Academia, and one of the characters was using very, very Gen Z speak, like very topical. This is how the kids kind of talk thing, and I just felt like that was so out of place. And I mean, even if that character, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And I mean, because we don't understand the language, even if they're being kind of cringy in the Japanese version, we can't really tell that they're being cringy. But if they bring it over and it's dubbed and you're like, oh, that's what they were trying to, is that what they were trying to say?
Yeah.
The intent is okay. I got it.
Because a lot of people are like, the sub is just as cringe as the dub version. I was like, well, I can't tell that it's cringe, okay? I can't tell that it's being overacted or that this person's being monotone. I can't tell that. I think it sounds cool. But I don't know. It's not like I hate dubs or anything like that. It's just more recently I feel like they're also trying, a lot of the times they're trying to be more politically correct in a lot of their translations, and Japan's not, they're not on the same kind of wavelength. And it's like, I'd rather, if you're going to dub this, to be as 100% close to the translation as you can.
It's possible, yeah. And speaking of which, I actually have a topic of conversation with you when it comes to translating things, because I adventure in in translation.
You did,
courtesy of you. Yeah. But
easy,
I do want to
huh?
give a shout out. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely a writing exercise. But I do want to give out a shout out to the people in the chat. I see Jayco in the chat. I see Leo Million. In the chat. Once again, we are still doing a giveaway today. We are giveaway of our affiliate partners, VeVe Digital Collectables. Just everything is broken. X is broken. Every space is broken. The live stream is broken. Everything is broken. So YouTube, Twitch is where we are, but we are still doing it off of Engagement and X. So if you look at the screen at the live stream, which is all you can see right now because there is no space. This post that I reposted, that was from Nicki. She just dropped her new cover of Bakurano.
Yep.
Of Bakurano. Just dropped today. Amazing song. We would have been playing it in the space had X been working, but liking and reposting this tweet. It is on my page. It is on page. So if you are watching on, just go to her X page. If you're on my live, go to my X page. It's posted there. It's like, I think like the third thing on my page right now. Liking and reposting that, and that will get you entry into the giveaway for a VeVe Digital Collectible. I will call the winner at the end, but I will do the giveaway at a random point during the show. So don't wait to the end to like and repost it. You won't qualify because I would have already run it. But that is how we're gonna do it today. Hold on, let me see the chat real quick. Millie Majin said you spelled "ah" wrong. He doesn't even know where. He said I don't know where I'm at. It's been a day. I kind of don't, bro. Like this all feels weird. This all feels weird.
We're trying our best, okay?
We are. This is what happens when Elon wants to fight the president. This is what happens. Everything shuts down. All right, let's go back to the full screen. Okay. So yes, I did. So Nicki, I get it because I had to do that with this new song that we're going to be doing. Should I announce what we're covering?
Go for it, man. Just do it.
So we are covering the anime song of the year, Otanoke by Creepy Nuts, which is the theme song to Dan to Dan season. There we go. So we're gonna be covering that, but I got you, and we talked to you a little bit too about like just your translation process because you'll take the Japanese and you'll take the Romanji, which is like that's like a literal like breakdown, right? A literal
because
translation.
Japanese doesn't have Roman characters in at all. So in order for us to be able to read it phonetically, it has to be, they call it Romanji. So that's
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. But with that, it's kind of like it's just the words of what it means. Like it's not rhyming. It's not, like you have to kind of like take the spirit of what they're saying, and put that out there, but then put it in a way that it's now in song form.
Oh yeah.
And for me, I had to put it in a way where it's in rap form, which is like you're not just rhyming on the line, you're rhyming in between the lines.
Yeah.
So so it was definitely an exercise. But this is what you do on a regular basis. So you understand the aspect of translating and kind of like getting that same feel. So this is a real interesting conversation to have with you, right? Seeing as far as looking at sub versus dub and seeing as far as are they capturing the essence of what is being said, or like how are and actually I wanted to ask you a question. So you being someone that does that with your translation, your music, right? Do you feel that kind of like stands out to you more? Are you more like a little nitpicky?
Yeah, absolutely. I am. Like I think I mentioned this a couple of shows back about the Dan 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 dub. There how Okarun calls Momo babe when he transforms into his ghost form rather than calling her Momo-chan. And I would rather I like they're doing it because they're trying to appeal to Americans. Americans wouldn't get how big of a deal him calling her Momo-chan is, but it's like it's a big part of the story because she gets so flustered about it because he's calling her by her first name, which they don't do unless you're really close to them. And that whole aspect is totally gone now just because he called her babe, and it's like it it doesn't feel the
It
same.
feels different.
It
It feels
absolutely feels
different.
different, and I would rather they just stick. I would rather they just stick to what it was. I mean, we're not watching a bunch of people in America. We are watching Japanese high school kids, and and if I want to watch it in English, I'd rather they just keep as much of what was there, rather than changing it so I understand it better.
Yeah, I think and I have to say real quick, shout out Casual in the chat. I see you. What's good? Welcome, welcome. I think a large part of that also has to do with like the cult like just it's cultural, right? So and I know that, when it comes to Japanese culture, typically you only refer to people in the first name by their first name once you're actual like if you're really close to them,
Yes.
right? Like if you have a close personal relationship with them, and that's a whole thing. And here, like obviously in the States, you refer to everybody by their first name,
Yep.
right? That's what you do when you introduce. So it's kind of like, well, how do you capture that culture? And the thing that maybe made me think, I guess, a parallel is when people say like Mr. or Mrs. or Sir,
Yeah.
right? Before, but you kind of only do that over here when they're like older than you. Like you don't do that with people your same age. So yeah, I see how kind of like getting used to reading that or getting your mind that mindset of that culture. You adjust. So now So when you hear first name, you're like, oh, this is different, right? This is unique. As opposed to babe. So yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Um,
I feel like
okay.
just one more thing
Mhm.
before I also feel like using the honorifics. I always liked it when they kept the honorifics in dubs, which they rarely ever do.
Mhm.
But because I feel like it's so important. Kenshin, they didn't really they had him call her like Miss Karu instead of Karu Dono. But I mean, Miss and Dono are like very, very different. Like Dono is like he's basically like calling her lady. Like she's that much higher than him because he puts himself very like in Japanese he calls himself
He humbles
yeah,
himself.
he calls himself Sesha, which basically is like this one. I like this lowly one. I am low. I'm below everybody else. And we
Mhm.
kind of miss that because he refers to himself in the first person in English. And this is not saying I dislike the Kenshin dub. I love it. It's one of my favorite dubs ever. But as Americans, we're missing that part of his character because we're not hearing it. So we don't
Got it.
hear that he lowers himself from everybody else because they didn't translate it. They didn't have him talk in the third person. And they didn't have him use Sesha as a way of referring to himself. So that's a whole part of his character that we just don't know because it wasn't translated. And I feel like that's important. And if you're going to translate something, you want to put as much of the original context into it as you can. Right? Am I right? Am I
True.
right?
100%.
No,
100%.
for
I
sure.
got it.
And then like
Mhm.
also about that, Nikki, right? Like as I was mentioning, that emotional impact when it's said is gone forever in the translation now. Like no one is gonna understand that they missed out on 20% of culture and actual importance in the anime because of that simple thing, you know?
Mm.
And I think that's
True.
important in,
True.
in anime overall. That
And
was a great point.
I think it's
We also have some.
possible. Sorry. I think it's possible to do it. I think it's just going to take more time to really buckle
Mm.
down and try to figure out how can I tell this story by using the and keeping it as similar as possible. But I don't know. I don't.
And
I feel you.
we also have some comments in the Discord
In the
live
Discord.
stream.
I just real quick want to say what's up to OBL because OBL is chat. So big shout out to OBL.
Shout out OBL.
But yeah, what are they saying over there in the Discord?
All right, so we also have Jayco in here. He likes the dubbed version. I believe he's on his first anime. It was Solo Leveling. Shout out to Jayco for binging that quickly and loving the show. We got another one.
Yay!
We also have Doobs, who said, hold on, let me go back and make sure. I'm pretty sure he says that he likes the dub as well. Interesting. And then we have Majin Jesus, who says that he likes the dub. He says, quote, let me see. Let me get to this. Something about Vegeta. Where's Vegeta? Okay. Okay, Vegeta swearing hits different. I rest my case.
Okay.
It just
Well, I
fits the
mean,
character
Chris
better than
Sabat is a
99%.
beast. Chris Sabat is a really good voice actor. That's why he's used in like 75% of all anime.
That's
You see, but
another
this is what I'm
problem.
talking about.
Is that a freaking American dubs? They use the same like 5 people over and over and over
They
again.
do.
How many times is Alex Lee gonna be cast in another freaking anime? Okay, we get he's good, but there are up and comers that can get some jobs here. People, come on, let's hire out.
I've heard like a Piccolo in every single anime
Yeah,
that
right. Anything by Funimation,
past.
you're gonna hear Chris Sabat doing something.
Yeah, for sure. Majin, speaking of Majin, he's in my chat. I'm watching Kiosk, and for impactful scenes, I'll go back and listen and sub and see the difference. And right now they seem similar. I'm enjoying the dub more at the moment. Shout out to myself because I put him on the
Code Geass has Johnny Young Bosch and Yuri Lowenthal, two of like the best voice actors ever.
Yeah, true.
They're so good. Oh my god.
True. And I want to do a reminder real quick, just to let everyone know we are still doing a giveaway today, courtesy of our affiliate partners, VeVe Digital Collectibles. All you have to do is Nicki did just launch a brand new cover song, Boku Rano, which just dropped today. I do have it reposted on my X. So if you go over to my X profile, add official emoji, 2 eyes. It's like the fourth thing down on my page. I have it up on the screen. Also, too, it is obviously on X channel too. So for those that are listening or tuning in through her live stream, just go to her X profile, which is on the screen, and just like and repost that post with her talking about the YouTube. That is entry. I'm going to call at the end, but I'm going to run the giveaway at a random. I will not disclose during this stream. So basically, you want to do that as soon as possible in order to guarantee entry into the giveaway today. But what was OMW or Nikki? Were you guys about to say something?
No, we just had some more back and forth banter in the Discord chats. About the superior parts of subbed. Dubes mentioned for key parts they do pretty good, but like I said, for DBZ specifically, the swearing just makes it a hands down win for him. Oh, that was actually Dubes and not Majin. Okay. Good point. He says it's like a whole different show. So.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I prefer DBZ dubbed because that sounds so stupid, but I like Goku sounding like a man rather
As opposed to Nozawa.
Yeah, not that I'm
I
saying
hear that often.
Yeah, it's sometimes it takes me out a little bit when they have like Naruto in Japanese. They kept the same voice actress even for Boruto. Just like he's supposed to be like a 35-year-old man now. He still sounds like a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what's so funny?
Go on, Gum. What's funny?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I'm so used to it because, like, Dragon Ball is an anime that I've watched both subbed and dubbed, and I'm so used to Nozawa, like, it doesn't bother me, like, and also too for like comedic effect, that voice kind of like, but Shimmel does the same thing, like, and that's the thing, like, they're both like when I hear Goku, I can hear, and both of them feel right.
Yeah, no, I get you.
You know.
I just,
but
it's just an issue I have sometimes.
But I've heard that a lot. For
I
dub.
feel especially if you're a kid and you watched Dragon Ball with Sean Schimmel first, and then you go into watching it in Japanese, like, why does Goku sound like a little kid or a little girl?
Mhm.
It can be kind of
Yeah,
jarring.
it could be jarring. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right. So I guess I should get to me, who's I guess the outlier in the room,
Okay.
because I prefer watching dubbed.
That's
I prefer
fine.
watching dubbed.
There's nothing wrong with
Um,
that.
I you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But yes, I do. And one of the big reasons for me why I would say I prefer watching it dubbed. Well, a couple reasons. One is because I'm into the animation, especially if it's something where there's like a lot of stuff going on and whatnot. Like I'm locked into the frames. I'm watching it like if I was like playing a fighting game, right? So I'm literally zoning into all the. So that's something I can't do if I'm reading.
Right.
Then on top of that, for me, like hearing things, and maybe this stems down to like the impact, the psychological impact that it has on hearing things, right? Like
Mhm.
hearing things in like the language that I speak, it just for me it hits more, right? Like I can I've done both. Like so I'll give you an example with Dragon Ball Super, right? I
Mhm.
originally watched that subbed because it was like a year behind in the dub. And I wasn't waiting that long. So typically things that I really want to watch, I'm just gonna watch the sub. And it was I enjoyed it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But when I went back and watched the dub, there were certain scenes and shout out Majin because he brought up Vegeta. But there were certain scenes specifically even that like with Vegeta's dialogue where it just hit different. Like, and I don't know if it was the music combined with the voice inflections, combined with, the fact that I just like I understood the language. It just hit different. Now, granted, you do have certain things that are horrible dubs, and it's lacking the emotion and it's feeling, and it's just like you recognize the difference. So
Yeah.
I get that too. I get that too. And like I said, if I'm really enjoying something, it doesn't that is first available to me. I watched Solo Leveling subbed because I wasn't waiting for the dub. Um,
Oh, hold
towards
on.
the end.
Sorry. Shout
Mhm.
out VeVe Digital Collectibles in my chat right now. Hey, what's going
They're in
on?
your chat? Yo, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. So,
That's fair.
it all depends. It all depends. But typically like if there's the option, I would prefer to watch it dubbed, but I don't mind watching. Like if I have to watch it subbed, it's fine. Like it
Like
doesn't
when
I'm cool
Brotherhood
with
when Brotherhood first came out, I watched it raw, which means I had no subs or dubbed. I just watched it straight out
But
of.
you had Vic in that. I mean, Vic is a
Well, yeah.
really
Oh no, I
good
love.
voice actor.
Yes. So I watched it raw, then I watched it subbed, and then I watched it dubbed. I watched every version that was available to me. And I do.
Mhm.
If I'm gonna watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I'm gonna watch it dubbed.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Well, that was an awesome dub. Like that was
It
like
was. It was very good.
yeah, it was an awesome.
Not to say that
Um,
the sub's bad, but I prefer the dub. There you go.
there you
Like I
go. There
say,
you go. I mhm.
it depends. It depends.
I was actually going to ask you that. Is there any case scenarios where you do prefer the dub over the sub? And I guess in your situation, it would be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Gurren Lagann, Rurouni Kenshin, Dot Hack Sign, Yu Hakusho. These are all things I watched dub. So it's
Okay.
not it's
Okay.
there's quite a bit.
Hmm. Oh, shout out. We got Olivia in here. I'm not gonna call you by your by your X handle, but shout out you guys. Shout out you guys for coming through. Dub, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Is there anything that you prefer watching dub as opposed to sub?
Neon Genesis Evangelion,
Okay.
Trigun, Dragon Ball Z, Samurai Champloo,
Oh yeah.
and
Cowboy
Cowboy Bebop.
Bebop.
Man, yep.
Mhm.
We on the same page.
There
Wait,
we
why
go.
did y'all say it like that? Because I've only watched Cowboy Bebop dubbed. I've never watched the sub.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever. You just can't watch it sub, can you? It's not.
Yeah,
Not available. Only Steve Blue.
Dang. Okay. All right. Cool. Good to know. And I just want to say, for anyone that may be tuning into the space, we are still doing a giveaway courtesy of affiliate partners, VeVe Digital Collectables. Unfortunately, the X live stream is broken because Elon is fighting the president. So we don't have a live stream on X right now, but we are still doing it based off of X. So Nicki had just posted a brand new song today. Definitely check that out. Brand new cover for Bokurano. It's posted on her page. So for everyone that is over on, check out her X handle. It's right there. It says, please check out song just dropped on YouTube. Liking and reposting that X tweet. If you're on my side, just jump over to my X profile. It's like the fourth thing on my page. So just scroll down. I have it in the top in the visuals, liking and reposting that, and that will give you an entry into the giveaway. I'm going to announce the winner at the end, but I'm going to draw the winner at a random time during the show. So don't wait till the end to like and repost because you most likely will for that. But like I said, also still check it out because it's an amazing cover. I was gonna play it, but I can't because I can't open up the space and get copyright strikes. So wonderful world of music. But all right, so Nicki, let's talk a little bit about this this song that we have coming up, the cover of Otonoke,
Mhm.
right? And once again, I had mentioned before on this episode anyway, sub versus dub, because that's kind of like what we're doing,
Oh yeah,
right?
it is.
We're now.
That's why I say it's
Mhm.
funny that I prefer sub, considering what I do.
Well, you were saying as far as you're more critical, like you're.
Yeah.
So do you have situations where kind of like you've watched both, right? You've watched the sub, you watched the dub, and you being someone that translates yourself, right, when it comes to your music, are kind of like, I would have translated it this way. I would have done this,
I
like.
can't.
And can you have any examples?
I can't think of any examples, but I definitely do have those feelings. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just I know that they have to match the mouth flaps, and they have to they have to
Oh,
keep
that's
it.
a whole different layer that I didn't even think about.
Yeah, they have to match the mouth flaps because they're doing it like the Japanese people. They get to. I don't think they match mouth flaps. I think they record first and then they animate, but I don't know 100% if that's true. But we, as dubbers, we have to match mouth flaps, which adds another layer to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel like even if you're trying to match mouth flaps and trying to match, could probably translate closer to what they're trying to get across. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, I could see that being complicated, right? Because, like I said, even with the whole with translating a rap, right? Like, because it's more than like what I found myself doing. It was more than just because you were giving me certain words were in English,
Yep.
right? So I had to make sure that those English words were there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And maybe they didn't rhyme with anything that I was thinking of. But now I'm like, all right, now I have to have this whole rhyme pattern that fits with this word, right? That's this weird word like M. Night Shyamalan,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, all right, I have to find a pattern that fits with this. And then on top of that, you know, because they're lyricists, right? They're not just rhyming at the end; they're rhyming in between the lines. So you have this other rhyme scheme in between, and I still want it to match. So I tend to try and make it the same, you know, the same sound.
Yeah.
Words that sound similar.
Mhm.
But still at the same time, now you have to keep the same tone. You're talking message and
Yep.
theme
Yep.
and like, yo, I wanted to ask you. So okay, so I sent you it. I sent you my honest opinion. Honest opinion for my first time. What were your thoughts?
For your first time is really good. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do, and especially
Hmm.
if, I mean, for rap especially, because, or for anything that they have to do a lot of syllables, anything fast, which I feel like is every Japanese song right now. They just have to put as many syllables as they can, one after another, as fast as they can.
Hmm.
It's not an easy thing to do, and it's a lot of trial and error, and being like, well, that doesn't sound, I mean, a lot of the times when I'm writing my own, I'll write something and I'll be like, this sounds good, and then I'll get to the recording process and I'll be like, this is not sounding anywhere near what I wanted it to sound like, and I have to go back and I have to change it. It's
Hmm.
it's not easy, and I think for your first time you did a really great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, did you have fun with it, or did you just hate the whole thing?
I no, you know what it was? It was a writing exercise. It brought me back to I could say this. It brought me back to cricket,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, and it brought me back to like that class and just understanding songwriting. And for those that don't know, me and Nikki went to school together. So cricket was one of our professors.
Mm.
But it brought me back to it brought me back to like songwriting class, and I remember studying the Beatles and like, you know, how they wrote songs and specifically how they deliberately went to try different type of genres, right? They deliberately wanted to make a song in every type of genre.
Right.
And this was kind of like that with the songwriting. Like, yes, it's still hip hop, but it's a whole different exercise as far as how to write a song within these parameters. And I remember like one of the things that I thought was funny is there's a line in the song where he's talking about hell or the underworld,
Yeah.
right? And the way that it ends, I'm like, there's nothing I can like, I don't know what words to use to rhyme this way. So I ended up like using like referring to like the river Styx, which
Yeah.
I know is Greek mythology, but it still kind of fit.
No, it did. It did. I
Um
thought that was pretty clever that you did that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun exercise. And it just made me think like, yo, like she does this on the regular. Like this is crazy. This is crazy.
It's, oof. It's tough, but you know, it's fun. Otherwise I wouldn't do it, but
Yeah,
and you feel
definitely.
there's definitely moments where you're just like, this one's really these lyrics are really good. Like, good job. I
I
feel
feel you.
like those fit really well. Like that's working it out, man.
I feel you. I feel you. All right. Well, you know, like I said, it was fun. I'm looking forward to doing more. And I'm happy that I like asked because I hit you up. I was like, yo, can I, you know, so I'm happy I did that. Because yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So definitely be on the lookout for Otanoke, which will be dropping around the time of season 2,
Yep.
right?
Right. It's gonna
Okay.
probably come out next
Around
month.
the time of season 2. There we go. All right. But definitely, like I said, once again, check out Nicki's newest song that from Bokurano. And it is a banger. It is an amazing song. The harmonies, amazing. You did an amazing cover. And that is, like I said, the qualifications for our giveaway today. So are you ready for me to reveal who the winner is for the giveaway?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Here we go. Countdown, countdown, countdown. And the winner for the giveaway tonight is OB freaking L. Shout out OBL, who came in like surprisingly. I didn't expect her to pop up in my chat. So yeah, shout out OBL.
Shout
I
out to
will
OBO because I just found out that she actually likes anime as well. So
Yo, she been on a binge, bro. Like she's watching Code Geass now. So I put her and Majin and Dubes all on the Code Geass because they said that they like Death Note, and they've been collectively just binging and sharing their thoughts and love of the anime.
you see, I've never seen Code Geass. I've started it, never finished it.
You gotta finish it, bro. It's I'd say probably Alucia's up there with one of my favorite main characters.
Yeah,
I actually really like
he gets a lot of love as being a very complex main character. Very popular. People love him a
Yeah.
lot.
And people, you know, they like there's a lot of comparisons to him and Light, right? Like because there's a lot of comparisons to Death Note and Code Geass.
Yeah, I prefer Lelouch.
Oh my god, is he such such a superior character over Light? Like
are they really comparable? Because I feel like I don't know, I just hate Light. Light's annoying.
They're comparable. He is. They're comparable on a surface level. They're comparable on a
That's fair.
Dive into like their core, who they are. Oh my god, Lelouch is so much of a and that's the thing. That's why people can love Lelouch but hate Light.
Light's so annoying.
But
Ugh.
yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, I feel you. But we could get into it. We could talk about it. But this will pretty much wrap up the show for tonight. We've been going almost an hour, and we have our win. And I think we've covered sub versus dub and our own personal preferences, and also too. Oh, Spotify doesn't have a comment section, right? Anyone that's watching this on the replay, definitely hit up the comment section and still let us know what you prefer and why, sub versus dub, because we would love to hear from you. So definitely check that out on the replay. Did you guys have anything to say before we close up? Anything from your chats or anything?
Let me see. I got a couple of things here. Lexi Evans says I typically watch both. It does show more emotion in the original, but I do also like to know what's being said. Then Grosvenor said, "That's my Bulma!" Which is, you know, classic. The biggest bro says, "Let's go." Ah!
That is classic.
Grosvenor also
Let's
said,
go. Biggest bro over there.
Grosvenor also said, "What are you, stupid?" Best Ava moment. Lazzy Otaku said, I remember hearing the dub of Berserk, 1999, the emotion and guts performance, especially with the campfire scene, probably the best dub I've ever heard. And let's see what else we got. And then Lexi also wanted to know what song I related to the most. And that's pretty hard because since I do. But right now I feel like Fiction from Wotokoi is pretty I don't know, I like that song. I always feel good when I listen to that one that I covered.
Yay!
But it changes depending on my mood. And
I feel you.
then Grosvenor also said Light wanted the power to be worshipped and thought too much of himself. Absolutely.
Definitely. We should actually, you know what? We should have. Who was I talking to about this? Actually, shout out Justin from VeVe Korea. Like, because he gave the idea of having character comparison nights and talking about it.
Oh, that's
Would
smart.
you guys be down for an episode where we have like Light versus Lelouch and talk about it?
Yeah. Be fun.
Let's go. And obviously it doesn't have to just be them. We can do different characters, but diving into them, diving into their psyche. Who do you think would win? Or who do you think, or even if it's not a battle, like who and why?
Hey, in that episode, I would like to, if we did like a segment of side character comparisons, like best side character comparisons. So maybe like a Bakugo and a Killua, and see how they compare as well.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Let's do it. There we go. All right. I think we're cooking up some future episode ideas. Think we are. There we go. Yeah, you know what it is? Is because I'm seeing in my chat, I'm seeing this whole war between Light and Lou chat. That's why. So I'm like, we should have an episode about this. All right. So I guess we're wrapping things up. Once again, like I said before, definitely check out the cover from Nicki that she just dropped today. It is posted on my X page. It is posted on her X page. If you're on her YouTube, then well, you're already there because it's YouTube. So definitely check that out. Amazing cover. And once again, was qualifications for today for winning the giveaway VeVe Digital Collectibles. So we will be back at this again next week. Hopefully X is working.
Yeah, back to what we're
Hopefully.
supposed to be doing.
Fingers crossed.
But we made it
Yeah,
work. We made it
fingers
work.
crossed. We did it like the traditional way, right? Traditional stream with the chat, and so it's sometimes you could do that. All right. So any other final thoughts before we close up?
I'm good.
I think everyone should take the time out and watch 2 dubbed episodes and then watch 2 subbed episodes of whatever show you really enjoy, and just like
Should they be the
listen.
same though for comparison?
Yes,
Yeah.
it should be the same
Okay.
same episodes, and just run them back. 2 of the episodes that you know you love, like
Mhm.
super epic fight scenes or whatever the case is, very intense moments in anime that gave you chills down your spine. Watch it dubbed and then watch it subbed, and just notice. No, watch it subbed and then watch it dubbed so you can see the difference or hear the difference. It's crazy.
Okay, well there you go.
Got
There you
homework
have it.
now.
Wise words. Yep, wise words and suggestions from OMW. All right, and like I said, we appreciate everyone for coming through. Thank you. My name is Emoji. I'm here with my OMW and Nicki Gee, and together we are bringing you Anime After Hours. We run this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we do have a pre-show that starts at 7:30, which we have a extra giveaway. So make sure to tune in. Unfortunately, X was glitchy today, but I appreciate everyone that came through on YouTube, on Twitch, on both my side and on Nicki's side, and we will see you again next week. Until then, stay safe, be easy, and peace.